When this all started and season 1 began, we had simple edits that would wobble in every video, playing the same song every time for about a month. But ever since now, and it seems like we have finally wrapped up another great Invincible season, it has brought down the worst fucking fans in the world. Now, fans push as much brain rot content as humanly possible, where at this point, it's its own universe with the same song, different one from the one years ago, and even worse, to make your ears bleed, and find some way to criticize every little bit of the show as possible. They dissect everything like it's the Spider-Verse movie, frame by frame, and uploading it to their PC to turn into a reel that you'll see on Instagram or TikTok in a millisecond. But you know what? They're not even half as bad as the comic book spoiler fans who go on YouTube to leak every part of a good storyline or future stories that comes up in 2 more seasons later on, and then when it finally comes up, becomes disappointed that the voice actor that Prime Video picked sounds nothing like the comic, when it's literally just a paper wrapped in a book. It has been a film for a little bit now. It's quite literally everywhere as soon as this season goes on or ends. You can find it on Instagram and TikTok. You know what I'm talking about. Invincible brain rot. The fans have reached a level of desperation so low that they made planes out of Mark and full-on animals using the Invincible characters, where they play the same audio in every fucking video, and you'll scroll through and find the same thing again and again and again, driving you fucking nuts. The Invincible community as a whole, when it comes to brain rot, is just as bad as the boys. Every time you look, and I said this before, you generally see something that's fucking concerning on the boys, where it's like, all right, what the fuck am I even watching at this point? But I guess the storyline's pretty good, so they keep on coming, even though it just ended. But once the show is over, they literally starve themselves way more than they usually do, because they have to create these shitty ass reels at 3 a.m. in the morning to get some satisfaction, because they can't just spend their days waiting a year for the next season. So you'll go on Instagram and you end up finding a bunch of slop on your feed that will run until the show reaches its inevitable end. The brain rot got so bad that Prime Video, and I'm not joking, quite literally ran a live stream of Are You Sure memes for 3 days straight. Brain rot has hit an all-time high, and it's generally killing the community's brains every single day they decide to wake up. I just want y'all to know, when you have a popular franchise such as Invincible that's based off a comic or any book in general, you're going to get spoilers. For some reason, when it comes to comics or even superheroes, as soon as that shit gets turned into a movie or a show, it's going to pop up again all over your feed. It quite literally happened to me with everything from Ben 10 to Invincible to Absolute Batman, The Boys, and so forth. And there's generally no stopping it. It'll just keep going on. You gotta post here, post there, and oh, now we have spoilers for the Invincible comic. At least MF Ghost don't do that. Thank God. They do drop the show, and that's how I know that it fucking came out, because there's no marketing for this shit. But either way, it'd be nice to know, honestly. But back to Invincible. They honestly just can't wait for the next fucking season to drop before spoiling everything in a form of a reel for 34 shorts straight. If you're gonna do that, just make it a 10-minute video. I don't know why you're stretching out the fucking shorts. And you're not even making money off that. That's the thing. You're not making any money off the edits. Just turn it into a video. I don't care if people won't watch it. It's probably better than fucking watching shorts, because you're explaining different things every time. You just ruin it all. Just put it in a 10-minute video. Maybe you'll get 1,000 views of suckers that'll see it, and you'll ruin their Saturday afternoon with your dumb explaining and AI text-to-speech in the background. But hey, at least you achieved what you wanted to do. But when it comes to that, they also drop certain plot points that haven't even dropped yet. When the series started back in season 1 and season 2, it was just a few videos. Not a lot of people did this, and it was a small amount of people. But over time, as the show gained popularity and people that weren't comic book fans first and actual show fans started dropping lore on the books because they started reading them, ruining the show itself. And that's the problem with adaptation of books, especially series. They ruin everything by spoiling it all because they want to compare it to the show to see what they changed or got wrong so they can ultimately bitch and complain about the actors or the format of the fight scenes or the animation as a whole. They compare the fucking animation to a book that was literally handcrafted to be perfectly filled with so much aura compared to 5 employees that have a yearly cut line. There's a difference between the two, and that's honestly the most I hate about the fandom. If we had more people and more production, yeah, you would probably see some shit that's kind of equivalent to the comics, not as much, but you gotta work what you can. And the storyline's still pretty good, so I don't see why we're really complaining. And back to my last thing. Where would a show be without criticisms? Oh my God. Especially when it comes to animation. I just said this, but we're gonna say it again. Everyone starts to sound like an IGN employee once you mention animation. Critics dissect the animation like they knew how to construct doing animations and been going to college for years for it. But yet, and still, they think that they can tell you that they can do better. Even though there's only 5 total animators that must reach a yearly deadline just so that we don't end up killing ourselves every year. But when the series ends, the new one begins right away. You've seen the shit. They announce it as soon as 8 drops. And they're locked down once again, unable to see their family for a while because they're so hard at work. All because Amazon is too cheap to pay more animators to give us better quality. The animators' lives, however, are worse than that shit that Mappa goes through. At least they have more than 50 employees. The only downside between that is Mappa got to create every single fucking anime. So I don't even know if that's really even worse. And if you thought that it was only the show itself, then you'd be very, very wrong. The critics bleed into other people's shows just to say that the animation is way better than Invincible. Because a show from maybe 15 years ago had probably more employees in the facility than Invincible. But hey, I guess we're just going to look past that. And it's been like this for a while now, especially this season, because it was mostly in space. So everything looked like a PNG being dragged. And don't get me wrong, seeing that on my feed is quite funny. But after you see it a while for like 20 reels straight, it starts to get really annoying as to why they didn't make one thing fully animated. Was it really necessary that they do that? And then when we finally get some good parts, good quality moments, they complain about the reason that we got good quality parts is because, or terrible quality parts, is because they blew their whole budget on that one scene. You can't catch a fucking break. And they're doing their best to give us what we want. We're kind of fucking lucky that we even got an Invincible show. Like, Prime Video could have said, fuck you guys, and no show. You could keep the book and whatever. Whether it be 1 employee to 5 employees to 20,000 employees. We're lucky that we even got the fucking show. And yet and still, we're complaining about adaptation of a book from years ago? I mean, yeah, I said it before, but this was literally handcrafted hard before we even knew about it. And they're trying to make a yearly deadline, and that's hard with 5 employees. For 5 employees, low key, that's actually pretty good. The animation is pretty good for 5 employees that have a yearly deadline. So that's just how I feel about it. I don't get why we're really complaining. And I want the people to keep on doing this shit because I'm loving the fucking storylines, especially the whole thing with drag and everything like that. Even though the comic book spoilers spoiled it for me. It was terrible. But honestly, ever since Invincible started, the fans have crawled out of their graves and worshipped the show to the full extent, whether it be good glazing or bad glazing. And season 1 was amazing. The absolute way to pull somebody in. And the Amber race swap got a lot of people going off. And she's still a terrible person. It didn't really matter whether she was black or white, in my opinion. But honestly, after time, the fans started bringing in new fans that weren't even fans of the book. New fans like me. Because the only reason why I started watching Invincible is simply because of my friend who was a comic book enjoyer and then told me that, hey, I should watch it. And I was like, you know what? I'll take a look into it. And I started loving it. And this is how we got here. But it just made it a worse web of experiences because the show got so good that people became starved and obsessed with it that content had to be made. And things just got worse with the content because now Prime Video is banking off the brain rot itself. And it's gotten to a full point where it's on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And just spoilers upon spoilers everywhere where you have to watch the series as soon as it drops because when you wake up, someone is going to make a meme out of it and spoil the animation and writing and all that. Whether it be on season or off season Invincible, it doesn't matter. Things will be spoiled. And honestly, there's no way of escaping it. When everywhere you look, it's being mentioned on social media or generating people. You think that people are not talking about Invincible in person, but best believe they do. And I was witnessing it. And I was getting spoiled. Bro, you can't escape it. It's not going to stop. Even when the show ends, people are still going to be talking about it. It's going to be like the Michael Jackson of shows. Yeah, that's a crazy take, but you take it with a grain of salt. I know that on the comments, they're going to be fucking talking about, oh no, that Invisible's ass. It's not even close to anything Michael Jackson. Yeah, okay. That's cool, I guess. But I guess the best idea to escape all this is to just throw your phone out, move to the woods, and huddle in your room each week until it's over. But even then, the animals might start contacting you and telling you about the season itself. So there just generally might not be any way to overcome it. But anyway, this has been Shane Rants. My shitty opinions with me, Shane. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!
What are you waiting for? Go save the galaxy already.